Okay, we're going to learn to do two things in this particular little video screencast. We're going to learn to configure our Wiki tool so that when we insert wikis into Blackboard, it's going to come with a set of standard settings every time we put in a wiki. And we're actually going to learn to put a wiki in. So two things, configure the tool and insert a wiki into Blackboard. So the first thing we would need to do is actually be inside our course in Blackboard. So for the purposes, I'm just going to use a community, not one of our courses that we would all be teaching this semester. I'm going to use a course that will be starting to deliver with WOPA next week. It's a qualification level course at a VET level, Certificate 4, just as an example. So the first thing we need to do to configure our Wiki tool is we go to the control panel on the left. Alright, under the community tools section here, on the right hand side there is a listing of configure wiki tool. We go into here and there's a whole list of questions that we need to answer. Do we want to allow members to edit the wiki? Well, yes we do. Do we want them to be able to permanently delete wiki pages? I generally say no to this. Because I want to be able to keep track of what my students are doing. If they put stuff in there and they've deleted, I don't want the, because when you delete there's two kinds of delete. There's a non-recoverable and a recoverable delete. I generally just don't want them to be able to delete it all. If they make a mistake, they can just delete that text but not the page, and then I can just see what's happening and keep track of it. Exporting the wiki. This is a decision that you need to make depending on the content. So if it is confidential and it's got content in there that should be kept confidential, then you would say no. If you can't see any reason as to why they couldn't export it, then leave it as yes. For the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to say yes because in this particular area they are using it as a portfolio of evidence and it does need to be portable. Do we want them to be able to comment on wiki pages? Well, yes, because I might want to comment and they might want to comment back on my comments. Oh, they need to be able to see them first, sorry, and then vice versa, comment on my comments. You can set date ranges of when you want things to be able to, when you want students and participants to start being able to edit, and so start from, finish until, and which points they can be displayed. This doesn't matter for this particular course, and so I just leave them. And again, I actually find I have tried a variety of different things in here with given name, person name, username. I just leave it as person name. I find that works the best, and same with the primary text direction. And I'll just turn off my Twitter account. So basically you set all of that up. So I find it's really only the settings at the top where it's got those few questions that I really find that I customize it to my liking depending on what the course happens to be. So you hit OK. Wiki tool modified, click OK to continue. And we've done step 1, configure wiki tool. The reason we've done that, it means every time now I insert a wiki into Blackboard, it's going to have those key settings. I can then adjust and vary each separate wiki I put in there if I want to, depending on what the wiki is being used for, but it's going to start with those baseline settings that I have just customized. So, step 2, we want to be able to insert a wiki into Blackboard. So I have to choose where I want to put my wiki in. For the purpose of this, let's say I want to be able to put it into assessment, which is where it's going to be. So I would choose assessment. And they're going to be under the candidate e-portfolios and reflective blogs, so we'll go in here. Now I've already doing up a dummy one here, so for the moment we'll just do another one. We'll make this student 2. Normally I would just I'll copy across my dummy ones when I'm half satisfied that it's correct, but for the moment we'll just do this. how to get my student 2 set up, and we'll go in here and we need to put in the wiki. Now there's a slight trick with this, and it's important you do watch, because the first time I did this it took me quite a few goes of frustration to get this right. Normally we would add something in Blackboard here from here on the left, item, folder, another link, etc. It's not. We come across here on the right, come to the pull down box, and we're going to insert wiki. Now that looks easy, and your instinct would be to hit OK. It's not. It's this ridiculously tiny little go button right here. That was my problem the first time. I just couldn't find it. You need to give your wiki a name, so it'll be student 2 wiki. Any description here. So e-portfolio of student 2. You might give them any candidate instructions. Whatever it is available. See, now you can see this is defaulting to what I had set this to before. Now this is where you get to choose who you want to put in here. So you can put every student in your class in, or you can put them in by groups. Now I'd recommend you have done your groups before you do this, or you can actually come along and just bung your groups in later. You can put your wikis in, call them wiki 1, wiki 2, wiki 3, come along, and when your group's set up, put in group 1 or group 2 or group 3 and put them in, and it will work quite nicely. So, or you can put specific people in. Again, here's where down the bottom, once you've put your participants in, you can customize again and change how you want to do this. I don't want, when I've got students working in groups, I do not want non-members viewing the wiki. When they're working on their projects, they tend to get all industrial espionage, and don't feel like they don't want everyone spying on them. So I set it up so that no one can see it. And particularly with this particular exercise in this particular community we're in, it's actually a personal portfolio of evidence. So only the trainer assessors and the participants from WAPA, the staff from WAPA, will be able to see it. You can choose whether it's a gradebook entry. It's in this particular case it's not, and then you just hit OK to finish. And we have just created a wiki in Blackboard. So if we come along and then we can have a look. Get out of here and we can come have a look and see what it looks like from here. Our very first wiki. There you go.